This is with no booster. You can see the booster is not turned on. Now showing 1 bar of the LTE while it goes through this test. And of course I'm right on top of the booster. Phone is almost touching the booster. Wow, that's a pretty dramatic increase. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to have a look at the Hiboost 4K Plus cell phone booster. So this whole video is going to show you what it comes with, how it works, and we'll see how easy it is to set up for a person who's never dealt with any kind of equipment like this before. But first, let's open this up and see what all comes in the box. It's a pretty good sized box. I've watched a few videos of people setting these up and use them, and it looks intimidating, but I think it's actually pretty simple. So in this plastic tray, we've got the booster itself. It's got some LED lights here, a couple of buttons, indoor and outdoor antenna plugs, and a kind of an attachment device here on the back. You can hang this on a hook that you mount to the wall. Here's the hook right here, and then some screws and cables. But you mount that to the wall, and then your unit just hangs on that hook. So that's pretty cool. I don't know, this is probably 10 inches by 6 inches or so in width. Feels like it weighs just a couple of pounds. It's not really very heavy. Got a couple of rolls of cabling here. I think there's a 50 according to what I read earlier. This is a 49.2 foot, and this is a 16 foot cable. Comes with some hardware here to mount this exterior antenna or directional antenna to a pole or something. I may have to get some additional hardware in order to mount this, because it does mount to a pole so that you can turn this and fine-tune that antenna for the best signal if you don't know exactly where your antenna is at. And it explains all of this in the instruction manual. I've got a power cord. Is an adapter, like you're going to run this through, maybe through a window, and you don't have a big heavy cord. Some waterproof wrap for your cable connections. Looks like a power brick, because this unit runs off of 12 volts, so you plug this into the 110 outlet or 120 outlet in your home or building or shed or garage, wherever you're going to put this thing. And then this will plug into the booster itself to power the unit. And then this is the exterior or the directional antenna with the wire for connections, and then some mounting bolts for the bracket. And that's all there is in the kit. From what I've read, this antenna projects the boosted signal out the front in this direction. So when you're mounting this external antenna, you don't want it pointed in the same direction of the booster. This goes inside, this goes outside, obviously, so that you've got the booster mounted in this fashion and the external mounted in this fashion. So you've got to do a little bit of planning and thinking about how you're going to mount these. And then 20-foot vertical and 50-foot horizontal separation between the two. That is probably going to be the most challenging part of the setup. I've just about got myself set up for this temporary setup to test this Hiboost cell phone signal booster. You can see out there on the back patio, I've got the antenna on the umbrella, wire coming through the through window set up there, and then the other wire coming up here to the table. This is the long one, the 50-foot cord. So now I don't have the 20-foot vertical separation, but I do have probably close to 30 feet separation from the distance where I'm at currently over to where the antenna is. And I've used a Kleenex box to set this up, just so that this internal antenna inside the booster. Now I have the LTE 700, I believe, for Verizon in my area. We are getting 10 on that power magnification there. So I'm just going to unplug the power cord for the moment, and we'll do a quick test so we can have a comparison here. So quick test here for speed test, see where we're at the moment. This is with no booster. You can see the booster is not turned on. Now showing 1 bar of the LTE while it goes through this test. All right, so the results of that test, 4.13 on the download and 0.18 on the upload without the booster. And then we'll run another test. And of course I'm right on top of the booster. The phone is almost touching the booster. Wow, that's a pretty dramatic increase. So we've got 51.4 download and 11.7 upload with the booster. So I just went out and tweaked the antenna a little bit. I moved it probably 10 or 15 degrees in one direction. And I've got 5 bars. And here's the test I just ran. I got 41.7 megabits on the download and then 8.55 on the upload. So definitely with some tweaking and some readjusting of the antenna, I can definitely improve what I'm getting. Well, as you can see by the results, it definitely works. Now we know. And I think if you were to optimize the setup, the antenna settings and the location and all that, you could actually really get some pretty good performance out of this Hiboost 4K cell phone booster. Pretty impressive. I'll leave links for it in the description. If you think it's something you might be interested in, you can get more information about it. Maybe I didn't cover everything about it in the video. And if you enjoyed the video, click that video on the screen now. I think it's another video you might enjoy, and we'll see you over there.